What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. Now, of course, this is not going to be a gameplay-centric video. This video is more of a discussion, talking with you guys just about the environment, I suppose, of One Piece Treasure Cruise Global. Because in my video yesterday, I did briefly discuss it. From what we've seen so far, this treasure map looks very, very pay-to-win heavy, which I'm not excited about. There aren't that many. Oh, there are a decent amount of decent free-to-play characters that are boosted for this treasure map, but from the preliminary list that we've seen so far in game, it doesn't look great. It's gonna be tricky, definitely, this treasure map. But trust me, guys, once we get over this slump of difficult content around Sabo and Koala, it's going to be much more smooth sailing. I might even make an additional video about that, just basically addressing the issue of what's going on with content during this period right here, during Sabo and Koala's release, where I was just talking about the fact that this particular situation that we're in right now on Global, many different players out there are opting to either ignore the game or to outright quit the game, literally, throughout this period. Now, in this video today, I want to just discuss why people are not enjoying the game at this current point in time, and just discuss everything around it, and also just looking forward into the future, because once we get over this slump of Sabo and Koala's release, then we're going to be good. We're going to be in a much better stead. So obviously, this all spawns from the release of this character. So the first problem, now remember, this is a Japanese problem. This is not a global issue, really, because of the way that we have to release different characters on Global. This is legitimately an issue on JP. It's the way that they structured these events really close to each other. And what I mean by that is 6-star, Sabo, and Koala directly after the release of Luffy and Law and V2 Big Mom. Because everyone really wanted to get Luffy and Law, you know, legitimately the best legend in the game, Rainbow Captain, amazing captain ability, amazing special ability, amazing switch effect as well. And then they also released Big Mom as well. They released them both together with a pretty decent batch, 2x legend rate. Everyone's really happy about that. Now on JP, that was actually their anniversary during 2019. So that was a big event for JP, and pretty much all the players just went ahead, boom, spent all their gems, boom, 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 there you go. You know, you get what you get from the Sugo Fest. Then, a couple weeks later, boom, you release Sabo and Koala, 2x Legend Rate Sugo Fest. They are very, very powerful. And on top of that, they released the Kizuna battle, and they released Treasure Map, where you legitimately need this character. Well, you don't need them, but they help out a lot for the upcoming content. And this was the big issue from the Japanese player base throughout this event when it happened on JP. The fact that when they released this character, they were so important for the Kizuna battle that happened during that time period, as well as the treasure map. Now the treasure map issue, that's not really related to Sabo and Koala directly. That's just more of the poor structure of the treasure map. But for Kizuna, it was quite a bit of an issue. Now, on Global, I feel like they have mitigated that issue a lot better than what they did on JP. So I want to go over to this post. It was actually posted, 6 hours ago. So, I mean, this was quite a timely post, quite honestly. Someone was complaining about the reward system on this Kizuna. And I mean, like, look, this guy's on what, box 6? And he had to go all the way to number 2 to get his limit break crystal. Now, obviously, that's not really ideal. And, you know, it is all RNG at the end of the day. But he was just basically complaining about the reward system. I really feel like this design is stupid, and it should be changed. Getting billions of meals and low berry price fills the majority. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Make the low price give stamina. Rayleigh points. Okay, so he's basically just complaining that, you know, why did it take him so long to get that crystal? I mean, it's RNG at the end of the day. But then, Game Freak or Faradis posted this. Who cares? You finish the 6th box before the event ends, which is the big thing that people need to understand about Kizuna. The main thing with Kizuna is as long as you make it to box 7 before the end of the Kizuna, you're good. That doesn't matter. Like, legit, that's all Kizuna is there for. To pick up all the limit break crystals for that character in Kizuna, and you are good. So, as long as you make it to box 7, you're fine, right? But people seem to overlook that, and they're looking at box 7 and the rewards of box 7. Now, I think for a lot of people on Global at this current point in time, and even on JP when this event was around as well, a lot of people are still upset with the fact that on box 7 they have reduced the rewards that you get from tablets and stuff like that. So previously, out of all 500 different treasures you could get on box 7, you could get 5 of each of the tablets out of those 500 rewards. Now they've changed it to you can only get 3 of each of those tablets. So every single tablet is reduced by 2, which overall is less of a chance to get tablets. So that is a big problem. But remember, the Kizuna is not about the tablets, it's about the character. And as I keep saying, as long as you make it to that box 7, that's the main thing with this Kizuna, is to just make it to the end of the event. And then the guy who actually posted, he says, it's two different things: finishing in time, being online most of the entire day, doing assists, half an hour, enjoying the content the game provides. If you have enough of the former, but none of the second, fairly quickly have no people left bothering. So I think he's basically saying that, you know, if everyone just finishes really quickly, no one's going to want to assist anyone. And that's definitely not the case. Like legit, when you make it to box 7, you want to keep assisting people, get your tickets, so then you can start getting more rewards from box 7. That's legit how Kizuna works. Right? Now, of course, box 7 is nerfed, and that's not really a good thing, but people are still wanting to go after those tablets. Like myself, I'm still heavily playing Kizuna, even though I've made it to box 7. I want to get as many rewards as possible, and that's the way that it works. And then Fate of Muffins made a really good point right here. A lot of people are complaining about this Kizuna mode, but a lot of people are not understanding how much better we have it on global at this current point in time. So Fate of Muffin says, good thing Bandai has a JP beta test server to see if people are still bothering with the system. Yes, it's shitty the rewards got nerfed, that's what I've been saying. It's crap that the rewards have been nerfed as much as what they have been. Unfortunately, that doesn't get any better, and that does not change apparently on the JP side of things. Things have been keeping the same all the way through since the second Kizuna. The rewards nerfed hit the 7 pool the hardest, exactly, which is sad because you get fewer tablets, but pools 1 to 6 are easy to complete for the vast majority of players. And this is what I've been saying as well, like getting from 1 to 6 is not that difficult, and when you get to box 7, you're done with Kizuna, essentially, right? And the thing is that Kizuna is not totally made for beginner players, and even for mid-game players it's going to be tricky, that's for sure, but at least there are multiple difficulties to get you through. And yes, if you can't complete one of the lower difficulties, you have less of a chance of people assisting you, because you get more tickets, of course, if you assist the ultimate difficulty variation. They're akin to the 1 million in treasure mode points, yeah, so it's basically, yeah, equating like boxes 1 to 6 is kind of like getting to 1 million points in a treasure map, which is the stock standard. Pool 7 is comparable to the extra rewards, but then he says this is the big part here. And to be frank, I'm amazed at how many complaints I see from the global server. To put it in perspective, global has level 50 at 3% growth rate, 43 million HP. Now that is a lot of HP, and some people might not be able to build teams to beat that, and that's fine. That's what the support system is there for. JP at level 50 with a 6% growth rate, 173 million HP. At this current point in time, like, I don't think there's any normal teams that are able to do that in this current Kizuna. I think the highest damage you could possibly get in this Kizuna is on the Psi variation boss with the full int team, and that gets around 150 to 160 million. So, you know, literally at level 50, people would not be able to beat it. So this is what we're saying, like, global has it so much better at this current point in time, and it's understandable why people are upset, because yes, overall, this Kizuna is more difficult than the previous one that we had. And yes, I do completely agree with the fact that they should not apply additional debuffs after a certain HP threshold. I think that is a terrible idea, and luckily for us, this is the only Kizuna that does that. Now remember, this is not global managing this Kizuna boss. Like, this is just JP bosses ported over to the English version. And yes, global can change things sometimes, like they add the intrusion battles and stuff like that. But remember, like, global does not manage their own game. This is all still ran on the Japanese side of things. There is a team that manages the global side of the game. This is not a global problem. This happened on JP as well, but luckily for us, the HP thresholds have been altered, which means that the game is a lot easier during this Kizuna. So that's all the stuff that I wanted to talk about regarding Kizuna is, number one, yes, I don't like the fact that they have increased debuffs. Number two, yes, it is kind of difficult because they do lots of things to just make you lose, basically. The int variation, you can zombie it. The dex variation, they special silence your friend captain, which is awful. I don't like that specifically either, but remember, that's because of the added effects after the threshold. If that wasn't there, your friend captain wouldn't be special blinded, and it literally would not be an issue. And the side variation is very easy, honestly. That one's like the easiest of all the bosses. But I want to talk about the treasure map next. Now, on Global, we haven't got the treasure map information yet. We don't know what are the full boosted list of characters. We have a fair idea about what's boosted. I really hope our boosted list is better than what we already currently know at this current point in time, because you can time travel into the game to see your highlighted characters, which will see which characters are boosted on the treasure map and which ones are not. It is going to be very, very annoying to see how this one goes. So this is one of the mini bosses on the next treasure map, which is a Fujitora. And of course, I will be uploading a full preparation video once we get our boosted list. But the really annoying thing about this Fujitora boss is that on the first stage of the fight, you get Dex, Int, and Psi orbs are counted as negative for 99 turns on stage 1. Which means that you pretty much need to have a Sabo and Koala friend captain to clear this efficiently. Now, yes, you can use some characters to maybe switch your orbs into quick or strength orbs, or potentially recovery or tandem orbs, depending on what characters you have. But that's the thing, our boosted list is going to be very, very important for this particular fight, because if you don't have Sabo and Koala, this fight is going to be quite annoying. But again, on top of that, because CatDog were the debuting legend on JP for this particular treasure map, they're not going to be our highest treasure map point booster because we've already had them on Global. Sabo and Koala are likely going to be our highest point boosted character on Global. And when you have your highest point booster, you typically want to use them on the final boss fight. So the fact that, you know, you've got the highest point booster, potentially the highest point booster legend, that's going to be here, having to be used here, is pretty annoying. There's probably a ways around it, but again, I haven't really looked at it, and I don't really know what the boosted list will be like, of course. And of course, another thing as well is the fact that on the final boss stage of Treasure Map Lucci, he special binds you for 2 turns. Now, at this current point in time, from the boosted list that I've seen, the only special bind remover is this Treasure Map Rare Recruit Don Sai. So again, I really, really hope that at least we get another special bind remover. That's going to be very, very important. So this is what I'm saying. Like, this whole period with Kizuna and treasure map with Sabo and Koala is such a pain in the butt, and I completely understand that. And it's really saddening to see, because we've had a lot of players quit the game recently, or people that are contemplating quitting. Now, that could be multiple different factors. I haven't talked to everyone about that, but from the people that have been quitting, they're people that are well known in the community, and you know, they're the type of players that do spend a lot of money on treasure cruise, and it is saddening to see that they are going to be quitting the game. So it will be interesting to see how everything changes with this. But I think that this period doesn't really help a lot of players out. The fact that, you know, if you do have to pull on Luffy and Law Sugo Fest, and we're all excited for that, and then they release Sabo and Koala, and a lot of people felt like they were required to pull on that banner as well, which you're not required to pull on any banner whatsoever. Of course, there's obviously ways around every piece of content, but obviously with a character like Sabo and Koala, and the way that they built the Kizuna and treasure map, it's not fun, and I will admit that. It is definitely not fun, but all I gotta say is I really hope you guys stick with the game. You gotta stick with the game, make it through this lull period with Treasure Map Lucci, and once Treasure Map Lucci is done, then we can move forward. We can move forward after this, and that's what we're really looking forward to at this point. Now, even if I didn't pull a character like Sabo and Koala in the most recent Sugo Fest, I still be playing the game, and I still enjoy the game, and I probably would be more vocal and more upset with the current Kizuna and the upcoming treasure map, but still, I've got to say, like, I'm still going to be sticking with the game. I'm not disheartened about the game currently. Of course, when you get really good pulls, like, there's no beating around the bush there. Of course, I've gotten really good pulls recently, but even if I didn't, like, there's been many times I've gotten absolutely horrendous pulls, and it doesn't make me disheartened about the game. I'm still sticking with the game, and I really hope you guys do too. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. You know, I just wanted to discuss the issue currently, and hopefully you guys now understand what's going on, and now you guys can look forward. Now, again, the treasure map stuff should be coming out in the next couple of days. I'll be uploading a video, as I said, with a preparation video. Hopefully, hopefully our booster list is good. Otherwise, building free-to-play teams for the video, of course, will be quite a struggle. And I really hope that's not the case, but I have a feeling it might be. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you guys did, make sure to leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But other than that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.